Today I am going to give you 10 tips, things that you need to know about if you are going to go on a cruise, and it applies to everyone, whether you've been on lots of cruises or you're booking your very first cruise or even thinking about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today I am going to give you those 10 tips, things that I think you need to keep in mind if you are going to go on a cruise. And so if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. So let's start at the top. There are 10 different things. They are not in any particular order. I think they are of equal importance. So first up, I want to let you know, make sure that you are aware that cruise prices are changing quickly. I've talked about this here and there before, but I wanted to put it in a central location for you to think about. Cruise prices do change. I very much advocate for booking early. If you know that you want to go on a cruise, go ahead and book that cruise, because you never know if the price is going to go up or go down. You never know how popular that cruise is going to be, how quickly all the cabins that you might like to be in are going to be sold out. So book your cruise as soon as you know that you want to go on that cruise. Book early. The next thing is you can keep an eye on the pricing, and it depends on the cruise line, but some cruise lines will let you grab the lower price if the cruise fare goes down. So that's a really important thing to think about. The third thing that goes along with that is when you are thinking of going on a cruise, and this is when a place that having a good travel agent comes in, you're going to want to compare different cabin categories, because when you look at the pricing on a cruise line website, they always start off with that guaranteed interior pricing per person based on double occupancy. So then when you start adding, like maybe looking at that balcony and you want to be midship, the price is going to go up. But there are a few secrets to booking that will kind of help you hopefully try to get the best price for the best cabin, as long as it's where you want it. And so pay attention to the different cabin categories. Next up, you know what? Airfare can make or break your budget. So if you are looking at booking a cruise somewhere and you are going to need to take a flight to get there to take that cruise, check the flights before you book your cruise. The last thing that you want to do is book your cruise, be all excited for it, and then at some point decide to look at flights. And I know this is hard when you book way far out, because the flights are not available years out to go on a cruise. But kind of think about this. Look at what they are today. Think they might go up a little bit. That's what we always do. If I'm going to look at going on a cruise in 2027, I always look and see what the airfare is showing for this year and anything that's been released next year to that destination. So pay attention to your flights, and you know what? That doesn't remove all the risks. Sometimes flights go up. The other important thing is consider, like, once you look at the flights for where it is you're going to go, see if it's any cheaper to go a day or two before. And of course, factor in the extra hotel stays, but sometimes it is a lot cheaper to go in a day or two earlier, and it gives you time to explore the city or port area that you're going to be in. So that's another secret. And the other thing is you can always use cruise line air programs. A lot of the different cruise lines have an air program that you can book your airfare through them. Sometimes it comes as an additional perk on some of the luxury lines. Like, if you book your cruise, they're going to include airfare, or include, you get to pay a discounted rate for that airfare. But I would say that when you're booking with the large cruise lines and you're looking at using their air, don't always assume. We talk about Princess a lot here. The same thing is true for the other cruise lines. Make sure that you compare what you can get on your own with what the cruise line is offering. Also keep in mind whether or not you like to be in control of your flights. Some people like to be able to call Princess if there are changes with their flights, and Princess will solve the problem for them. Some people would rather solve that problem themselves. So kind of take that into account when you're thinking about booking your flights, and do whatever you're most comfortable with, I think is the most important. Next up, be aware that cruise lines, as we talk about here a lot, are launching larger and larger cruise ships. And with that, to me, comes a world of opportunity on both sides of the spectrum. So first of all, with these huge new ships that are coming out, it gives you the opportunity, if you want to sail with your family, so many more things for children to do, teenagers to do, and adults to do. So these big new cruise ships offer a whole lot more when it comes to activities on board. So kind of think of that if that's what you're looking for. But a secret that I think to know about that is these newest ships really do book up early, and they cost more. So one of the prime examples is Icon of the Seas. She is so expensive to sail on, very booked up, and a lot of the promos that Royal Caribbean is offering for third and fourth guest sail free don't even apply on that ship because she is so popular and she is new. So if you want to go on these bigger ships, especially the brand newer ones, just remember that you're going to pay a premium for that. It's not good, it's not bad. Just be aware of it, and then you can make your decision. The third thing, though, I think is very important. As these new ships come online, the older ships become a little bit more affordable, and they still go to magnificent places. They still have extraordinary service, and so it's a really good way to maybe go visit some of the places the larger ships go, but for a little bit less expensive. So kind of keep that in mind. One thing that stands out is, we were just on the Coral Princess. It needed to be that ship because I wanted to go through the historic locks of the Panama Canal. Not all the ships can fit through the historic locks, but she is one of Princess's older ships, but that crew is second to none. They are absolutely wonderful. Like I told you yesterday, they won the service award for the quarter. Absolutely wonderful. And so don't discount some of the older ships. There's a lot of value that lies in sailing on one of those. Next up, always remember that itineraries are not set in stone. We really like to think that they are, especially when we book a cruise. We look at that itinerary and we book it to go to especially a couple of places that are on that itinerary. But as we are seeing with what's happened in Santorini with the earthquakes and then their cable car not working, all of these things, a lot of things can really impact your itinerary further out, like we're seeing now with Santorini. But sometimes you'll be on your cruise and the weather changes and you're not able to go to your port. And so like I said in my video the other day, be prepared. If something changes, whether you're on the ship or before you go, just pivot. Be ready to have a wonderful time where you're going. And I will submit that a lot of times the cruise lines substitute another port that is absolutely wonderful as well. Maybe it's not the place that you had your eye on, but it could become an extra special place to you, and you can still have a wonderful day there. So kind of keep that in mind. I'm reminded when we went on our Northern Lights cruise, they took Stavanger off for weather, but we got to go to Trondheim. Oh my goodness, Trondheim wasn't even on our itinerary. We had been there one time before. I love Trondheim. What a gem, and what a wonderful opportunity. So there's all these things that happen, but always look for the silver lining because they're there. And in relation with that, keep your eye when you're looking at your itineraries, and remember that some itineraries are tender ports. In other words, you're going to be using a water shuttle. They'll anchor the ship, you take the water shuttle over to the land right there, and you get off there, and then you'll get back on to go back to the ship. So I just wanted to put that out there so that people remember that. And remember, when you book your excursions, make sure that if you book private ones, that you can cancel them, or else be willing to accept the risk if you're not able to cancel them, if your ship is not able to come into port. Okay, keep that in mind. Next up, loyalty programs still matter. We often think of cruise lines as running their loyalty programs, and you have to sail on them a lot of times to be able to get those perks. But you know what? Often, with even being on your second, third, fourth sailings with cruise lines, you start to get some perks. So my suggestion is if you go on a cruise line and you absolutely love it, you might want to focus on that cruise line a little bit. But at the same time, if a lovely opportunity comes up to do something else, don't stay stuck on a cruise line just because you have loyalty there. If somewhere else is having a magnificent itinerary and it's what you want to do, I think you should go. So remember that about loyalty programs. Keep your eye on it and start to build loyalty with a cruise line that you love. Next up, this is really important because cruise technology is getting a lot better, but number one, it's not perfect. Like, what is perfect? The only thing that I know is perfect is Jesus Christ. So just throwing that out there. Everything else we're doing our best with. And so make sure that if you want for your cruise experience to go as smoothly as you can with the technology, download the app before you go, check in, do all of the things that want you to do to be ready to sail, and then for your app to recognize you and be working when you get on board the ship. The second thing is be aware of how the cruise line that you're going to go on manages things. So a lot of the cruise lines still use those cruise cards. Think of a credit card to get in and out of well, not out, to get in your cabin door, to purchase things. If you want to get a drink, it'll recognize if you've got a package, or else charge it to your account. Whatever it is, those cruise cards are big. Princess has got the medallion. Learn about how that medallion works so that when you receive yours in the mail or pick it up at the port, you're ready to go with it. And I could do a video about that. And the last thing is be prepared for how the internet's going to work on the ship that you're on. Internet is a really hot topic when it comes to cruising these days because there is such a variety in the different packages that different cruise lines offer. And I cannot think of one. They all have a basic Wi-Fi package. When you think of all the different cruise lines, of the mass market cruise lines that we think of here, your Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Celebrity, Princess, who else? MSC, all of these, they have like a basic Wi-Fi package. And then if you want faster Wi-Fi, you're going to have to pay for it. On Princess, you get that basic Wi-Fi if you pay for the internet on the ship. If you don't have a package, the Plus or Premier, you get that basic Wi-Fi. As in one of my videos, I showed you the difference between that basic Wi-Fi and what you get with the Plus or Premier package when we were just on the Coral Princess. I'll show you the difference when we're on the Sapphire Princess next month. But it's a substantial difference. And so be aware and make sure that you buy whatever Wi-Fi it is that you need when you're on your trip, okay? Some people just want to bring up their Wi-Fi. They've got, their email. They've got tons of patience. They don't mind waiting for it to load, or sometimes email is all they do, and a little bit of social media. Other people need it to do other things, to be able to work and other things. So keep your eye on that, but be aware that it can be glitchy and it can be expensive. Those would be my highlights. Next up, dining options are expanding. It used to be, that you would go on a cruise and they had the buffet and they had the main dining room. And so many things are changing. So the highlights I want you to remember is the main dining room is still excellent. On any cruise line, you can eat in the main dining room and have a lovely dinner with great service. I'm going to submit that. The dining rooms on all the ships I have ever been on all the different cruise lines, they're always beautiful. And you can have a really nice dinner there, and it is included in the price of your cruise. Next up, specialty dining is huge. Specialty dining is a really big deal on cruise ships now. It costs extra, and they are all very unique experiences. So you kind of book that based on the experience that you want, the cuisine that you want, and know that I really do think that when you go to a specialty dining restaurant on any of the cruise lines, as a general rule, the crew try to really hard to make it an extra special experience. So it's great to book that if you enjoy specialty dining, or if you're on a cruise and you want to celebrate a special occasion, and if you just want to eat there instead of the main dining room, it's wonderful. The other thing to think about that is if you really enjoy specialty dining a lot, packages are a really good value. When you look, for example, at Princess, you've got that Plus package, $60 a day. The Premier package is $90 a day. That extra $30 a day, you have unlimited specialty dining. And so if you love to eat in specialty dining and would like to do that most nights, that's going to be a really big deal, really good deal for you, because you're going to save a lot of money booking it that way. Next up, keep your eye on gratuities. So gratuities and the service charges that go with things continue to rise. As a general rule, when you go on a cruise, those gratuities are added on a daily basis. On some of the cruise lines, you can add the cost of the daily gratuities to the cost of your cruise, and other cruise lines you just pay them in advance separately, or you can just let them settle to your account every day and it goes on your credit card at the end of the cruise. But be aware that when you go to the spa, when you buy any drinks that are not included in your package, or if you don't have a package, you're going to pay a gratuity on those things. It's generally 18%, 20% on some cruise lines. And so kind of look for that. And I think it's really important. Number one, if you go to the spa, and I am so familiar with Princess, but I've also been to the spa on Celebrity, and they automatically add that gratuity to it. So then there's another line to add more of a gratuity. So if you want to add more, you can, but be aware that that gratuity has already been added when you go to the spa. When you buy a beverage, this is so important. Say you buy a bottle of water, you don't have the package, it's $2.50 for that bottle of water. But when you add that 18% gratuity, you're now at $2.95. So I think it's important when you are factoring in if you're going to buy a package or not, and you're looking at how much drinks cost and you're going to drink 1 or 2 a day, add those gratuities to it, because once you get a package on all the cruise lines, those are included for the beverages. But if you don't get a package, you're going to see that 18% gratuity added. And so be aware of that. And the last thing, it's always nice to give someone an extra tip if they go out of their way for you. It is a really nice way to say thank you. The crew on the ships work really hard. They do a really good job of taking good care of us. And so it's a really good idea if you can, and someone goes out of their way, they provide excellent service, they're always there for you. It's a really good idea to give them an extra tip. 2 quick things more. Number 1, cruise cancellations and delays still happen. So we don't see that a whole lot, but we've seen it with the Regal Princess with her sailing. They had to cancel one of the British Isles cruise and cut another sailing short so they could hurry up and get her to dry dock here this spring over in Rotterdam. So there's a few heads up I want you to be aware for that. Number 1, always have travel insurance. Number 2, book your flights and your hotel stays so that they are refundable, so that you can make a change if you need to make a change. Or if something comes up, your cruise is canceled and you're not going to go, so that you get your money back. So that's kind of all goes together with book things refundable and have travel insurance. And just be aware that even in this day, we're in 2025, unexpected things can still come up that people have no control over. The last thing, maybe the most important of all, kindness and courtesy go a long, long ways. Remember to be kind and courteous to the crew. It's because they work hard, long hours, and are cheerful that we have a wonderful trip. They take, like I just said, excellent care of us, so be kind to them. And be patient with your fellow passengers. It doesn't hurt us to hold the elevator door open. It doesn't hurt us to give a smile to someone. Even if people are doing things that you can't figure out why they're doing it that way, still be kind, still be, go out of your way to be kind, help people that need help. And not only will they have a better trip, but you know what, you will too. And so this is the best I've got for you today. I would love to hear from you all in the comments about what you think we all need to be aware of today. It always works out best when we talk things over in the comments. So thank you. And I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really, really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.